Hello everyone. We have our news for the week, so let's go through everything. First up, maintenance, normal time as usual. Ending with maintenance is the Trial of Mana events. If you haven't finished farming anything there, last chance to do that. Final Fantasy X is coming this week finally. So we're getting Neovision Yuna, login bonus, 30 shards for her. NVA star player Titus, so 25 shards for the login bonus there. We're also going to get some special stuff from the live stream. We're getting the rewards. And we're going to get a free 5-star Titus just for logging in. And for Final Fantasy X, daily free 10 summon. It's a 3% NV rate on that. And it looks like it's going to go from the 25th all the way to the 15th. So about 10 days or so. But free summons is nice, 3% rate. Might not see too much, but should be able to get at least one Neovision out of that. Exchange shop, the usual stuff. Treasure summon, the usual stuff there. Black Friday, we're getting some special stuff. So first, they're doing this Rainbow Neovision summon. So it's a 10 plus 5 guaranteed Neovisions, and the 10 is either all Rainbow or Neovision at a 3% rate. No price listed for that, and you also get 2 red pearls. So depending on the price, that could be nice if you need some random Neovisions. And as far as Black Friday bundles, there's a couple interesting things. So first thing that caught my eye is this bundle with the Fragment Select tickets, because they're special Black Friday ones. And this time, they're actually letting us pick the premium units, Sephiroth, Tifa, and Aerith, and get 50 shards per ticket, just like all the other units, which normally premium units, you only get half the shards. So that's pretty big there. So that depends on how much that's going to cost. We also get 16,000 lapis with that. There's a ticket bundle. I don't see anything special about that one there. And then a Neovision bundle gives us 10 tickets for a random Neovision there. And down here, we can see all the units that we can exchange for. Everything's at 50. And they made a point to highlight that Aerith, Tifa, and Sephiroth are also 50 per ticket. But the fact that premium units are the same as everybody else is pretty big on that one. So a couple of updates we're getting. So Titus's Super Sword is getting a base boost to 180 attack, which is nice. Everything else pretty much the same. I forget if his limit damage on it is like 30. It's going up to 50, but not bad there. Lightning Rod is getting boosted too. There's no information on what they're doing with modifiers there. And then Challenge of the Brave, it looks like they're consolidating pretty much everything that's left. So if you haven't cleared them just for like the free lapis or whatever, you might want to do that before maintenance. And they're just making it easier for us to farm the SIGs to level our Neovision units. But I think this is pretty much combining everything that's left over. I haven't gone through 100% to read, but not bad there. And something I'm pretty excited for when I saw this, we're getting some EX ability updates. And Starlight Elena and Yoshikiri are part of it, Gabranth as well. And then also Titus is getting an ability awakening. But one of the interesting things about Elena is some of the stuff she's getting. So she's getting a lot of raw attack and magic, which is really nice. 200% demon and human killer, also nice. Boost some skills, depends on modifier there. Some more stats increase there. 50% attack and magic dual wield. And one of the biggest things, which is pretty interesting. So first of all, she's getting 200% chain mod. So that's not tied to dual wield or anything. That's just whether she's double handing or dual wielding, she gets chain mod completely. She's getting boosted limit damage as a passive, and her LB is changing to do morale based damage. which is kind of nice that she'll be useful in Clash of Wills. We'll have to see just how much damage that LB is doing, and if it's multi-hit or if it's changing to a single hit or not. And then at EX3, she's getting a cooldown that will reduce swords and boost demon and human killer for all allies, but it only boosts water and light damage for herself. But killer for everybody if it's a high enough percentage is nice, and sword and peril if it's a good enough percentage is good. Yoshikiri is also getting some Clash of Wills upgrades, so he's getting a morale fill, one of those you can use it once per turn, which is quite nice. He's also getting a bunch of Spirit Double Hand, 200%, which is also very nice. His limit's getting upgraded. It's going to boost all stats, remove all breaks, cure Stark Charm, and then boost all elemental resist. So it depends on what modifiers we're getting for everything there. And Shift, it looks like his limit's getting changed as well to give human and machine killer and boost limit damage. So again, the percentages on that is gonna be the important part. But it could be quite nice. EX3, he's getting a cooldown, human and machine killer, ice and water damage for the party, and fill limit gauge, so that sounds quite nice. Gabranth is just getting raw stats, 3000 health, 500 defense, and a barrier every turn, and limit fill. And then for Titus, they're letting us awaken his quick hit, which is going to go up to a 60 mod. When he's NVA, he gets a passive 40 to everything, so it'll be 100x at the end of everything there. But really want to see what those modifiers on a laner are, especially for the morale-based limit damage there. And want to see what they're adding to Yoshikiri as well as far as numbers. And then as part of the Final Fantasy X, we're going to get tickets for logging in and doing events, and we can pull on this box summon. It's going to give us the recipe to upgrade Titus's TM sword even further. So maxed out, it'll go up to 190 attack, and then it'll also give 500 straight attack to Titus. So for him, really good. And then as well as Black Friday, they're doing Cyber Monday bundles. These bundles didn't look anything all that interesting unless they're really cheap. It's a lot of bundles that we've seen like normally. So unless they make them cheaper than normal, we'll have to see. But they are letting us do a global original ticket. So you can choose a global unit and then a legacy unit out of the older ones. They do give us the list. So the global original is Louise, Ling, Sky, Amelia, Oliveira, Igni, Roka, Pause, Nicole, and Sakura. A decent choice there. And then as far as the legacy one, it's the older ones. Noctis, Arden, Celeste, Zidane, Kurasame, Cyan, Vivi, Apamu, Lunafreya, and Faris. So pretty much legacy is just for people that may have missed the older units, really. Most people probably have seen as off banners. But if you really want a unit, there's a chance to just pick one of them out of those lists. There's a bundle per ticket. You also get some red pearls. And a super trust ticket, essentially you get 90, so you can just trade that for 100% super Moogle. And then they're also giving us the Neovision guaranteed step up, which, considering the other step up they're doing, I don't see why they're doing this one, but for 10k you can get one guaranteed Neovision, and then the other ones on the second pull are going to be 10 Rainbow or Neovision, and then on the first one it's 3, but it's no guarantee on that, 3% rate for both. So honestly, it's worth doing the 10 plus 5 over this. New quest for Yuna. Vision card. So Yuna's card, she's premium. We get it only one at EX3. We don't have to level it up. So 125 spirit, 80% spirit, 100% Fairy Killer. And then Final Fantasy X units get 500 Spirit from it. And then from Riku, the Thunder Plains card. So 80 defense and spirit, 50% defense and spirit, Fairy Killer 50%, and Final Fantasy X units get 300 defense and spirit from it. Bringing back Fond Memory, it looks like. So Final Fantasy X has the Behemoth Chronicle battle. So one of the nice things is we can upgrade the Barrier Bracer, which I've used this just for the resist before, so adding defense, spirit, and health to it is kind of nice. And then Final Fantasy X units get 50% Fairy Killer. But the really nice thing is our 7-star Yuna, her TM is getting upgraded. So it's going up to 184 spirit, so that makes it pretty much the highest spirit staff in the game. And then Yuna also gets 50% LB damage and 500 spirit from it. So overall, that's a really nice staff. And then for Final Fantasy X, it's a King Mog event. And as part of that, we're getting Wakka, and he's getting upgraded to 7-star. So with that, he gets a super, a two-handed throwing weapon, 189 attack with 50% LB damage and 100% stat boost from Ifrit, and 100% high tide, 30% evade. So not bad on that, although we don't use throwing weapons too much at the moment. He gets a few upgrades to go with that. We get a free version of him as part of the Clear quests. And then there's some gear from that. So boots, 30 spirit. The interesting part is 25 Evo damage on him. One of the very few accessories that have Evo damage, and I think the only other ones we have is like 5% Evo. So could be useful, we'll see. The bandana is nice though. 40 attack with 20 water resist. Could be useful when we need the water resist. And Wakka's original TM is getting upgradable, so we'll be able to go to 117 attack with 180 magic, and for Wakka we'll get 500 magic from it. And then down the bottom they get a couple of notes because they're spreading things out. So on Monday we get a banner for Riku Neovision, and they're delaying until 12/2 these 2 extra events as part of this Final Fantasy X. So we'll be able to get the diving goggles from that, 30 defense and spirit, some mana regen, and then for Riku only, an ability that will boost water damage for the entire team. We'll have to see what the percentage on that is. And then Monday, step up summon for Riku, which you get her guaranteed at the end. Her kit's a little weird, so I don't see many people chasing for her, which is probably why they did the step up like this. It's 19,500 lapis, and you get her guaranteed at the end. I like Riku a lot, but her kit is just odd enough that I can't see myself chasing her. We'll just hope to see her off banner. But Super Trust, decent fist, 187 attack with 100% machine killer on it. Some LB fill rate, boost skill and XP, which doesn't matter that much. And then her trust, 60% attack and increase being targeted by 30%, which when you look at her kit is actually a little weird. And that's all we got for her there. And then the main summon that we get right after maintenance, focused on Yuna. And then we have Titus, NVA, and Wakka as part of it. So it's going to be 60,000 lapis for the pity. She's a premium unit, which means the coins won't be able to buy her shards, I don't think. And we won't have as many chances to get her shards outside of just pulling her, just like Sephiroth, Tifa, and Aerith. So it's 5 laps through to get your 20 tickets, just the pity to 1. And then she is a light spirit evoker. and she brings Staff in Peril, which is really nice. She was going to be the first Dark Field that we got, but then Riaz came out with her Dark Field. Although Yuna's is magic only, but 5% more. So her super accessory, very nice. 55 attack and magic, 60 spirit. So for Yuna and Titus only, they get 50% limit damage from it. Uh, Yuna and Titus, they get the 500 attack and spirit. Everybody gets the 50% limit damage from it. And then it has an ability on it which will boost Evo damage, which could be fun to play with. Her regular TM is a materia, 30 Evo damage and 100 chain cap, which is nice. And Titus, they don't mention anything about like global upgrade only for any of these units. Alright, so let's look at some of the kits. Alright, so Yuna up first. So she gets 4 turns in Brave Shift and then has to wait 5 turns to swap again. 30% staff and peril is nice. Mitigate aquatic and fairies, could have its uses. A lot of her base is nothing much overall. She's got some spells, resists, and everything. And then her base limit actually increases limit evoke damage by 30, which is nice. Also gives 160 Reaper Killer. But her main focus is about her shifted form and her limit there. So in shift, she can triple cast Evoke Bolting, again spirit based. She has a Magnus to fill limit, 200% LB damage, buff for spirit sum, and 30 late damage boost. And it's a 90x spirit based one hit. So could be quite fun. I'm looking forward to it. I've been waiting for Yuna to come out for a bit, so I'll definitely be pulling for her. As far as Titus goes with his NVA, so he's getting a Bolting Strike Light move, which will reduce light. He's getting Magnus, which will increase his light and water damage, boost attack, limit damage, and fill his limit. And he's going to be a super limit burst unit, so he doesn't get a shift. But one of the really nice things is at EX2, he has max chain mod. So as part of his NVA, he gets the 100. EX2, he gets another 100. So he won't need any extra chain mod. He'll just be maxed out all the time. EX3, he gets 1,000 attack, which is nice. 150 Fury and Beast Killer. And 40x modifier to all his attacks except for limit. And then as far as his limit goes, so NV limit doesn't really matter whatsoever. But his super limit when it unlocks Water and Light and Peril 135, 80% defense break, 150 Beast and Fury Killer, and then he'll do his damage, which is going to be 240 because it's got the Ignore 50 on it. So overall, pretty decent. And because it's a super limit burst, as soon as it's ready, it will autofill his limit too and be good to go. So that's nice. Wakka. So we're just going to look at his 7-star stuff. He gets triple and quad cast. He gets a Spirit Break, Chaos Wave, Magic Damage move, and a Defense Break, Stardust Ray, Physical Damage move. Gets 30x modifier to all his attacks. He autocasts a 70% break at the start of the fight. And gets some killers, 150 Bird and Fairy, and some just equipment, attack, and magic. And he also gets Chain Cap at 100. And then his 7-star Limit Burst, 87% defense and spirit break is not that bad. Only lasts for 2 turns though. But 120 in peril for all elements, and a 200% bird killer. So if you need to steal a bird killer, that's a good one to have. Other than that, nothing too special about him. And then Monday, Riku is coming. So she's also a super limit burst unit. And as much as I like Riku, I just can't chase her. We'll just hope that we see her off banner because it almost looks like they took her 4-star base unit and just kind of upped it a tiny bit. So, I mean, she gets a heal with a barrier, which is nice. Chaos grenade, essentially, without the break. Bolting chain move, triple cast. She gets a provoke, raise. Her fixed damage is only 20k still. And then as part of her passives, which is weird, she gets 30% decrease. So does she want to be a tank or not want to be a tank? 25x modifier to all her attacks is nice. What's really nice is she gets the 200 chain modifier cap, and that's not tied to dual wielding. So she can double hand and still have her max chain. So that is nice. Also at the start of turn, 30% mitigate to everything. She can view lightning and light damage. And then her limit burst, bolting strike triple cast chain, 120 damage, 6k barrier, 50% mitigate, 12 LB to the team, and 10k health per turn. And then at the super, it goes up to 200 damage, 12k barrier, 75% mitigate, 20 crystals, and then 20,000 heal per turn. So it has its uses, but she's still just like an odd kit. But we'll see her on Monday. So overall, I've been waiting for Yuna. I'm going to pull for Yuna. So I'm definitely expecting to get her. We're gonna go all the way to the pity if we have to, and then we'll take her out to have some fun. As far as Riku, we'll just see if we get her off banner at some point. It'd be nice. Titus, I should have enough to at minimum EX2 him already, so that'll be fun as well. So anybody that's going to be pulling, good luck. Remember, she's a premium unit, so we're going to deal with the same thing as we did with Sephiroth, Tifa, and Aerith. But that's all we got for news for now, so we're going to end the video there. Hope everybody enjoyed.